It's the Cult of Contempt 4th of July Independence Day Special, where we salute America's greatest performers. You just slip it in the drink. And America's greatest traditions. Because nothing says America like contempt.
Live from space, but really in a living room. Inquisitor is looking grimly with an inquiry. It's time to name the asshole of the week soon. Cult of Contempt. Cult of Contempt. Cult of Contempt. Wednesdays at 8:15.
Says America.
America, fuck yeah!
1847.
My hat here.
Look at that.
All right, my first question for the Independence Day special. I'm going to just jump right in.
We're independent.
We're independent.
We are independent.
Is patriotism lead to nationalism, which leads to fascism?
It doesn't have to.
But I mean, like,
Jesus
where's the
Christ.
line with patriotism?
Quite a jump.
It's like,
Well, I just thought we balanced things out.
I'll take this hat off. I
I
don't want to be a fascist with my big hat, my big pimp hat. Maybe I'll put it back on if the love for the country becomes a little more.
I don't know, like-
Independence Day episode.
when you wear that hat, it looks like you're gonna cut a girl up because she's made a cake.
I wish.
Don't come around here no more.
That's like the Pimp Daddy.
Hey!
That is the Pimp Daddy. Yeah, Uncle Pimp Daddy.
Yeah, my American bitchin'.
Don't have a hip hop face.
Yeah,
Paul.
where's my American bitchin' at?
Oh wait, you already did.
You look like you're selling like T-shirts in the parking lot. So
Hey there! Wanna buy a fake Misfits t-shirt? Oh, you know what's funny? You know what's in town right now?
What's
is
that?
the Meadowlands Fair.
Oh yeah.
And I've like heard the horror stories of people staying at hotels around where that's happening. Like I always thought like, the Meadowlands Fair is happening down Route 3. Like that's a fun thing I'll go to.
Right.
Apparently, scumbags from far and wide just converge on this area and stay at every horrible motel.
It's a scumbag magnet.
But even like, I remember being a kid and going there, and I was there with my girlfriend. It was like a rainy day, so there was really nobody around, right? And I was wearing a Superman t-shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. Walking around with my girlfriend, we're fucking eating. One of these carnies at the booth goes, he's like, "Hey Superman, you want to win a prize for your girlfriend?" And I'm like, "Nah, she's good, man." And he just looks at me and he calls me a faggot. In the mic, like he's calling like, you faggot.
Jesus.
That's just like, there's nobody around, it's a rainy day. It's like, holy shit. Like a carny just called me a faggot through his fucking PA system.
How do you make carnies? I'm not that surprised.
That was like, I don't know, this is like shocking. Like,
So did you play?
fuck no, I get the fuck out of there. I don't want to get raped by that guy.
I think a lot of people would have played.
No, I went to see the
I think it was a fucking-
I love the Meadowlands Fair. You can see the snake lady.
Oh yeah.
It's just a lady who's standing in a thing that's a giant snake body. Like,
Yeah, with the
honey,
body.
we're paying you $6 an hour and you don't have to take your clothes off. Like, just stay here and look nice. And you get to see like the freak show. It's like, oh, this is a three-eyed cow. Like, really? You fucking cart around this live mutant cow with you? Like, it looks
Yeah.
like it has a good quality of life here in this parking lot. It looks like it's really enjoying its time and its 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah. Yes. A lot of that is
This is a two-headed baby! It's like, no, it's not. You just made that out of paper mache, you rascal.
it's like a fucking doll and they just glued into the head on it or something. That whole thing is just to shake people down, man.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think there's something kind of cool about a freak show.
No,
There
yeah,
used
look
to-
at it is different.
There used to be fun about the fair, but for once, Mr. Mold and Mr. Perry, I'm gonna piss in your Cheerios.
Oh wow.
I say fuck the fair and let's just go to the fucking tracks and fucking gamble.
No.
Fuck yeah.
Because you can't
Good for
eat
sure.
alligator at the tracks. You can't eat all the great.
Says you.
No. Well, yeah.
Bring my own alligator.
No, but
They sell it $2 a pound.
it's
at
all
Corrales.
the all the food trucks and stuff. That's to me the real appeal of going to the Meadowlands Fair. It's like,
Do you have to pay admission?
yeah, it's like fucking $10 now or something.
Oh, 10? I don't know. I thought it was like
15. I don't know. Yeah, it's like getting up there.
I will say the hypnotist is worth it. They do a really good hypnotist show.
See, I got soured on fairs because I lived up in Sussex County, and we had the Sussex County Farm and Horse Show, which became the state fair.
Yeah.
Which meant, fuck you, traffic.
Yeah, the only time there was ever traffic there.
Sometimes you get caught behind a tractor, cows, ducks, turkeys. My mom swears she saw a seal once, but I think she was tripping balls.
Yeah. That is kind of
No, I've heard about this. The Hiawatha seals.
flopping around out there.
Hiawatha is nowhere near you.
I don't know. Nobody knows this.
It's,
But,
it's all
Nobody's
just
even watching this. They're all fucking like, oh, we're gonna have hot dogs and watch fireworks. All their stupid shit that they do on Independence Day. They don't celebrate their independence. They're sheeple.
those sheep.
Yeah, I'd like to take tradition and go, I'm going down to see Terry.
Cool, man.
And I'm just going to do something else because I just feel like I just want to see what his world is like and produce some bitching out and abouts that I'm going to sparse out for a long time. Maybe even just do an entire beefcake profile.
I imagine Terry's life is like he wakes up and there's just like 10 vaginas surrounding him. And he's like, I think I will fuck this one now. And then he just walks towards it.
All right. Nah, that's funny. I'm sure he'd love that. And it was funny, I told him about the beefcake gag, and he's all like, wait, I'm not really a beefcake, I'm far too flexible.
No, yeah, he's like more like Twink Terry, but Beefcake Terry sounds cooler.
Yeah.
Twink.
He's a good egg. I was pictured more as like a punk rock, like 007 or something like that.
Oh, dude, I got.
He's like Archer.
Right? He's like Archer,
I
exactly.
have a picture to show you guys. It's fucking great. He's got a Misfits t-shirt on. He's got his hair like half shaved, and he's wearing these dumb fucking 80s sunglasses, and he's standing in like a street like this, like he's the baddest ass thing. And then some of the scumbags that live in Newton go by like, hey, faggot, while we're taking that picture. He probably doesn't even remember that, but
I miss those days when I would be like walking around town just dressed like fucking Edward Scissorhands. And that's just like what would happen walking around, not only like, faggot! Like, just people drive by, it's like, it's good to see you too, pal. I just wave at them and smile.
Yeah, what else are you gonna do?
you know, I just realized you look like Johnny Depp's retarded cousin. So I think you could pass for Johnny Depp in a Cult of Contempt recreation of an Edward Scissorhands.
Could I pass for Benny or June? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I could be June. You could be Betty. It'd be great.
Is that the
that's
one with
perfect.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
No.
That's what's eating Gilbert Grape. I always thought
yeah.
that was a fucking, when I was a little
Say
kid,
thank you,
and I
Gilbert.
saw the trailers for that, I was always hoping, I'm like, I hope this is a person that's turning into like a big fat fucking grape. Like, I was a small child. Like, I remember the girl next, we had a babysitter, she's like, oh, I rented The Boy Who Could Fly, like, we're gonna watch that tonight. And I thought, like, oh, this is cool, like a kid that flies.
Right.
You know what? You know what's not so cool to like a 6-year-old? A kid with autism.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't understand what was happening. There was too much talking. My babysitter was crying. I didn't want to watch that. It wasn't a movie that a 6-year-old, like now I'd probably watch it and be like, oh, this is, I see what this is. Like Powder. I didn't want to watch that when I was 6.
Yeah. I didn't want to watch that, and I was twice your age.
Yeah, really.
You know the director of that is like a child molester?
Shut up.
Yeah, Victor Salva. He directed that. He directed Jeepers Creepers. He directed Clown House, where he molested like all the kids on the set.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Independence Day special. You're hearing it here first. Victor Salva is a child molester.
Is he an American director?
Yes. I guess.
Well, I
He
mean,
makes his movies in Romania now. No, he was like, he got like tried or convicted. Like, he fucking, I don't know if he went away or what his deal was, but like, yeah, no, there was like a big problem there.
who's that polarizing director in Hollywood that ever?
Roman Polanski.
Yeah. What did he do? He like fucked a 14-year-old?
He forcibly had sex with like a 13-year-old, I believe.
Forcibly? I didn't know it was forcibly.
Well, she was like wasted and not of age, so
yeah, that's rapey.
it's kind of
That's gross.
forcibly.
That's inappropriate.
And people celebrate him. You know, it's like, can you take the artist away from the art? That's like a really good
That's a
discussion.
great
Like, you
question.
think about like John Lennon wrote so many inspiring songs like Imagine and
Beat
all
the
this shit.
fuck out of his
Beat the
wife.
fuck out of his wife, like ignored his kids
And
was a
ignored
horrible
fucking
father.
Julian. Poor fucking Julian. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Paul McCartney wrote a song I think,
Yeah.
for him instead of his own dad. Like,
Yeah.
what does that say?
Yeah.
No, he was too busy writing Beautiful Boy about fucking Sean, who's like a spoiled, privileged fucking weirdo. Fuck Chibo Mayo.
No, you know what? It's like fucking.
The rest of the Beatle kids are cool.
But no, think about
Ringo's
so
kid is
many
a fucking drummer
artists.
for the Who.
Think
Oh,
of
no
so many
shit.
artists are just scumbags. Like they are just pieces. Like Gene Simmons is like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Has the worst fucking opinions on other people in the world, probably like than anybody. You know,
Yeah.
like he's just an opportunist piece of shit.
I'm trying not to need heroes anymore, but just take pieces of what they say and their wisdom. But it's kind of hard to not think of Tom Petty and not think he's a hero, because like
But
that guy was.
what did Tom Petty ever do that was bad? Like you never hear about that Tom
Well, that's
Petty
what I'm saying,
beat
he's the
shit out of his
exception.
wife.
Yeah.
Or like
He had a
what's
bad
John
divorce.
Fogerty? Yeah, well everybody goes through trials
Yeah.
and tribulations, but like you never heard John Fogerty fucking like rape somebody.
Yeah,
or
never.
fucked a 14-year-old. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if he
But
did,
do we revere? I guess we revere the artists that are more. But like in
no,
the
but I was
beginning,
thinking of this too the other day, right? I was thinking of how you never hear bad shit about people too that are like, think about like a civil rights leader or like JFK, like they like sweep shit under the rug. Like Martin Luther King's a reverend but cheated on his wife. Like his moral compass askew,
Right.
but his message was important. His fucking, of course, like you can't deny that Martin Luther King like changed the way fucking people think and whatever, but like you know, everybody has their flaws. But like you never hear about like good people's flaws. But it's like weird. Like you knew Hitler was like a failed artist.
Yeah.
Like that's like one of the things. Like
there's a John Cusack movie that talks about that era. John Cusack plays a Jewish art dealer who was interested in Hitler's work.
Oh, no shit.
And he actually liked a lot of what became the Nazi shit. And then
what movie is this?
crap, I can't yell Oracle and have Lindsay look it up.
Yeah, you can. Lindsay, look it up.
Shit. Sorry, third wall. Anyway,
And
so
then, Fidel was supposed to be a pitcher, right? In baseball.
oh, I thought you meant he was like gay.
No. No, he was trying out for the major leagues.
Who?
Yeah, no. There was a bit on that on Fidel Castro.
And he didn't make it.
He didn't make it as a
became
pitcher?
a revolutionary.
Yeah.
What does that say for me if I don't make it as a radio personality?
You're gonna be the next Jeffrey Dahmer.
Paul, I think you're going to be all right. I think you're going to live a good life. You're going to die, and then everybody will appreciate you. And we're going to fucking cash in. Woo! America, fuck yeah!
Cashing in on other people's debts.
I can't get no respect.
All right, let's talk America for a second.
America.
Just a yes or no. For gun control, against gun control. Yes, no.
No.
I think there should be sensible gun laws. I think that adults who are responsible and know how to use them should have access to them. I don't think anybody needs an assault rifle. You don't need a bazooka. And you need to be able to use it responsibly. You know?
All right.
Can I give my 2 cents on that?
Yeah, of course.
We should be teaching how to handle a gun in school and teaching people how they work, what they do, target practice.
What age?
fucking 14,
They're young as 9. They're young as 9 in the
Dude,
South.
we learned archery 14,
Yeah, a
15.
14-year-old like beat up a mother.
Hell, I was 10 and I shot a rifle.
That's because these kids didn't learn how to use guns.
They have guns.
You think if that kid, the asshole of the week last week, had a gun, that he wouldn't have shot that lady? He don't have a gun. He's 12. Fuck him.
Just saying that there are guns out there in places.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think gun control is kind of like a touchy issue. Like, I know how to shoot a gun. Am I gonna go take a gun and go shoot somebody? No. Is it ever a thought when I'm mad at somebody, like, I'm gonna fucking shoot this person? No. It's, I don't know, like, I guess I'm not everybody in the world, but, like, I don't know, I don't see the problem with it. I think most of the people that own guns are sensible people. I think when a crazy person gets a gun, that's the problem. And that's
Right.
I think it's.
But does that raise the issue for the mental health? Like, if you're diagnosed bipolar, are you now not allowed to have a gun?
that's not the thing, because it doesn't mean you're violent. But I feel like, it's almost like a slippery slope to militarism. It's like we're giving everybody a gun, so everybody's gonna feel entitled.
Everybody has the right to buy a gun. That's the thing. Everybody has a right to buy a gun. We're not giving everybody a gun. It's not like, hey, buy a gun. But I think if there was an education and guns weren't like demonized, like guns are bad. Like, no, guns aren't always bad. Like,
I agree with that.
Sometimes you fucking need a gun to do something. Whether you're hunting or you're a fucking police officer, that some fucking asshole pulls a gun on you. You gotta shoot him first or whatever. A soldier. Guns aren't always bad. Like,
no,
everything. There's gray areas and perspective and.
There's a lot of crazy fucks out there. I don't think you should teach them all how to use a deadly weapon.
It's hard to litigate these sort of nuances of, there's so many variables with, the fucking fishbowl that is the world, and statistically.
That's really the fishbowl that is the country. The world ain't independent, but this country is.
Right. Bring it down. So, how do you guys feel about NASCAR?
Oh my god, when I was a kid I had this NASCAR game on my computer.
Right.
And my favorite thing was to turn around and just drive towards the cars.
I did that too.
That were going the right way on the track and just causing these fucking massive fatal accidents amongst the NASCAR drivers.
Do you remember a game where it was kind of like Demolition Derby, but you had weapons and there was like an ice
Carmageddon? Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal.
That was fun.
I only played the first one. How fucking fun is that game?
Dude, Twisted Metal, I'll tell you, the OG ones, like the first one was good.
Right.
The second one fucking blows it away.
Yeah, usually the second
Like,
one's
they
better.
really
Street
super
Fighter 2 was
improved.
much better than
Dude, the first Street Fighter sucks.
Yeah.
the controls were
But
awful.
they super improved Twisted Metal for Twisted Metal 2, and now like I played the newest one on the PlayStation, and it's like it's still the same game. Like, it's still pretty easy. You could still do the 2-player split screen and fucking go kill your friends. You couldn't do that in the first one, actually. That didn't come till Twisted Metal 2.
Yeah, because it was all one screen and everybody was gathered around.
But you could play 2-player in Twisted Metal 2. You could play against your friends.
Awesome.
Oh wait, I thought you could in the first one. Maybe I did play Twisted Metal 2.
Twisted
I
Metal 2
played
is the balls.
Is that the
Yeah.
ice cream truck with like the evil clown face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like Bond. It was multiplayer. Yeah, I played 2. I'm
That
sorry.
was awesome.
I thought it was the first
Bond.
one. It was on a PlayStation. No.
Yeah, PlayStation.
It was a PlayStation. Yeah.
The first PlayStation.
Yeah, because I played at Dennis's house in West Milford, and he had a PlayStation. It all makes sense.
We gotta do a video game show. I think that's one of
Yes.
the best pieces of American independence, is that we can independently broadcast whatever the fuck we want.
Right.
So, the Strip Down Aces, shameless plug, are playing July 19th at Celtic Corner again, right by the arcade. I want to kind of have maybe a mini Cult of Contempt event where we go and we shoot. I'm going to go and shoot. Whoever wants to show up can show up. And I'm going to do little bits on some video games and stuff.
I'll make you think that I'm not gonna show up, but then I show up.
I always got a 50-50 with you, and
I
I'm
play
okay
that
with
game.
I'm showing up.
You know I'll show up for the important stuff. If there's food there,
Or a birthday cake.
Lindsay's birthday cake.
You're like
Christ.
the stoner uncle who's like, yeah, I'll show up if it's important. Are they gonna have cake? Because I'll be fucking hungry. I can hide in the pocket line.
Is there cake or whores?
Why can't we have both?
I'm in whore heaven when I put cake on their tits and ass.
Did I tell you I work with this guy who talks like David Johansen and it's fucking hysterical? Okay, I love the guy. His name is he's a good employee. But like he's always like, James, I don't want to complain, but so one day I know he's gonna like go off the rails and be like, James, I don't know what to do. There's fucking whores in the office. That would be fucking great. The one day he's like, the people wondering why got off the floor so early. So I go in the back. There's this fucking millennial on his phone. I'm like, his dishes and cart are in the fucking hallway. There's dishes all over the sink. And he's sitting there. I'm like, hey, what happened? He's like, I ran out of product. I was like, you were doing Chex Mix, right? He's like, yeah. Look behind you. 15 bags of Chex Mix. So it was fucking bullshit. And I'm like, and I'm like, you know to come to me, right? And he's like, no, I didn't know. I was like, I trained you. I said I'm third in command. When nobody's here, you come to me. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Fucking no work.
You didn't train them well, huh?
I guess not. I get like 20 minutes to train these guys, because
you know how they'll remember.
I get an hour.
If you told them, I'm third in command. When nobody's here, you come to me, and you slap them across the face as hard as you can.
Because that's the American way.
Then
America!
He's gonna be
Fuck
like,
yeah!
fuck, what did you just say? He's gonna be holding his bruised face, and you tell him, I'm third in command. When nobody's here, you come to me. He'll remember.
That's the commando style.
Yeah, that's what they did at my job.
I want to see what these training sessions with Jim Cook are like. That's got to be hilarious. I'd like to be a final. Is it like Dead Poets Society?
We do,
put your foot up on it, and you're like, let me tell you all the ins and outs of food preparation and
No,
presentation.
I'm just like, all right, be cool, talk to people, time goes by faster, and don't draw attention to Mark. Like, we don't want the Costco people to have to go to Mark, because Marky Mark is this guy I know. Anyway,
Like the
so
Marky Mark?
it's just like we're trying to protect people from, bullshit, and it's just like, don't have your fucking phone out. Don't close your cart and then go talk to somebody else for 20 minutes right near your cart where the Costco people could notice that you're obviously not on a real break. Because they're our client, so...
You think I could show up there and pretend to be a demo guy?
Nice.
But then demo something that's not in the store?
They
nice.
know right away.
Would they have?
Yeah, because you wouldn't get through the front door.
Oh, I get through the front door with my mitts.
Well, if you don't have... Well, you
My independence. This is the Independence Day special, Jim. I'm going to be independent
All
at
right.
the store.
I don't know. But, I don't know. I probably shouldn't be talking about
No, you
real
shouldn't.
names.
You shouldn't be talking about demolition. Your job.
Yeah.
Job is
He knocks down buildings, this guy.
With axe and smash.
He's like Thor. He has
Minor.
Minor. Moljanar.
But
Something like that.
anyway, America.
Who's going to be watching the fireworks? We're not.
I don't watch fireworks. I kind of find them boring, and I find going to them.
fireworks boring. Remember that song?
It's cool when you're at like a cool place like Vegas and there's fireworks, or if you're in like New York City and there's fireworks.
Dubai.
Never been to Dubai. Have you been?
I go all the time. Whenever I'm pretty much not on this show, I'm in Dubai. And let me tell you, it is awesome.
Dubai's pretty awesome.
We're gonna relocate the show to Dubai. That's why I have the air conditioner off. Everybody's sweating because we're getting used to the sweltering heat.
I was sweating in February.
And
so.
we will be in Dubai next season. So
Wow, season 2. We got
Season
like
2,
we have
yeah.
like half a year left.
Yeah,
of
no.
episodes.
Princes of Dubai.
yeah. It's getting saucy in here.
It smells like a candle's
Did
ball.
anybody see Child's Play yet?
Is it out?
Right? Yeah, it's out.
Shut up. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
I want to see it.
Oh, that's a thing.
Mark Hamill.
Fuck. That's
Oh,
crazy.
What about the new Jim Jarmusch movie? Did anybody Anybody see that?
No, I
No, we've
want
seen
to.
nothing. You see, we don't leave our fucking houses.
We don't.
Except to come here and do this show.
It's so boring.
On July 3rd, where should we be? The beach, getting pussy. But no, instead, we're here live doing this show right now.
Just for you, the one person listening.
2 people. Lindsay
Sometimes
and
Santos.
Santos.
There you go. Nice.
Always Santos.
Always Santos.
Always Santos.
Except when he was sick. And I scolded him and he apologized.
You wouldn't.
Bryce,
You wouldn't
really
apologize.
You almost died, Santos. We were down to 3 listeners.
I feel like Santos is our weird kid, and you're like the abusive father,
Oh,
and the
thank you.
nurturing mother.
He loves it.
You're the nurturing mother.
Yes,
What's Phil, the weird uncle?
I am the weird uncle.
he is the weird.
I
And
give rides. I'm like, hold this for me. I gotta go in here for a little while. I'll be back.
Do you guys think I would be a good Manny? Like if I was like,
Oh, I love this idea.
if I was like,
You're Charles in charge?
Mary Poppins. Yeah, Charles in charge, basically. Or who's the boss?
Who's the boss?
I think you'd be into it for 3 months, and then you get bored.
I think I would be into it for 3 months, and then I would have an army of 3 clones that do my evil bidding.
Nice. Give me the remote. Make me a sandwich.
No, not even like that. It's like, destroy this person. They must suffer. And I will have 3 minions that will do my bidding. I've thought about this Manny thing. I was offered this position.
Right.
And I've been considering it.
Nice.
I could be the best Manny in the world. Or I could be like, the nanny, Mr. Sheffield.
Would you guys bang Fran Drescher?
Dude, when I was a little kid, I wanted to fucking put it in all of Fran Drescher's holes.
For sure.
Even her asshole. I wanted to fuck Fran Drescher so bad when I was like 10. For some reason, I thought she was the hottest chick ever. Cause you know what? Like her voice was annoying, but if I was fucking her and she was going, it would be hot.
It would be really hot. Yeah.
She's a good
This
egg.
is independence.
Yeah.
She'll go with it.
Yeah, you know Fran Drescher's like a whore.
She's a goer.
She goes to ass to mouth.
She's a goer.
She's not a whore, and I think she was a rape victim. Not to bring down the show.
No, not at all, Jim.
I'm on notice, aren't I?
You wanna talk about fucking rice cakes now? Jesus Christ. That's the level you brought. What's your favorite flavor of rice cake? Mine's the cinnamon one.
They taste like shit. Fucking rice cakes.
I remember one time I rolled down the stairs like a bowling ball, and that's what my dad gave me to shut me up from crying like a bitch in the car.
How is rice cakes American?
Rice cakes are the most American thing ever because we imported rice from China
Right.
and then made cakes out of it.
They look nice, but there's really no substance at all.
Quaker makes these little ones that have classic
Flavoring,
potato.
yeah. They're great.
They're not bad.
They're
not
great.
bad.
They're fucking great.
I throw together an aioli or like a combination of sour cream and some herbs.
In aioli, you heard that word here first.
Aioli's actually usually mayonnaise based, but
Right.
anyway.
You know what I do when I make chicken? I make my own sauce where I mix mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard,
Look at you.
like McDonald's.
Right.
Yeah, that's
right, yeah.
that's
And-
Thousand Island with a little heat.
I
Okay.
make my own sauce.
Well, it's
and-
more of a French because you need the pieces of pickle for it to be Thousand Island.
I don't want no fucking pickles. I order 2 Whoppers every day from Burger King.
I like a Whopper.
That's the fucking American dream. 2 Whoppers for $6. And I get no tomatoes and no pickles. Because I don't want any of that bullshit. You know what? I'll eat that lettuce. I pretend it's not there. And the onions, I'm all in. I don't want any fucking tomatoes. I don't want any fucking pickles. Get that shit off of there. You want cheese? Get the fuck out of here. No, I don't want cheese. I get 2 Whoppers, fucking straight up, house that shit. And look at the great shape I'm in. You know why that is? DDP yoga.
Nice.
I knew we were going into
Is that double penetration or?
No, Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh, I thought it was double penile penetration.
I could show you the diamond cutter if you want.
The diamond cutter.
The diamond cutter, yeah.
That was
I
his
saw the
finishing move.
videos.
It's a trap, Phil. It's a trap.
It was.
Look, it's a trap.
Paul told me about this a long time ago, and he's like, it'll get you in good shape. You don't have to exercise that much. It's just a bunch of movements kind of thing. And then I guess there was a lot of wrestlers who were injured and in a lot of pain, and this program actually helped them
Immensely.
Wasn't it?
Jake the Snake was like a cripple.
He was a drug addict.
He's like
too.
a fat crackhead cripple.
He was like a serious drug addict. His family
DDP got him back into shape.
Right.
Scott Hall, alcoholic, got a hip replacement. DDP got him back into shape.
Right. And then you said
wrestling shape or just-
Perry, dude, Scott Hall could wrestle, definitely, if he wanted to. He came out at WrestleMania a couple years ago, like after he was like sober and everything. He came out at WrestleMania with Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash to like fight DX, because Sting was fighting Triple H.
Wow.
Which I thought was fucked up. Hear me out on this. You know Sting, right?
Yeah.
WCW guy, never came to WWF, right? Triple H, the guy from WWF that like fucking married the owner's daughter and beat everybody that ever stepped into WWF. Sting.
Wait, what's his name again?
Triple H.
Triple H. Okay, right.
He fucking. They had a match that was like everybody for years and years. Always like their thing was like, oh, I want to see DX versus the NWO, right? So like Triple H was like in DX, Degeneration X, with like Shawn Michaels and Road Dogg and Billy Gunn and all those dudes.
Yeah, when they had that faction thing, which they stole from the South Leagues anyway.
And Sting, they had in WCW, they had the NWOs, Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, a bunch of other dudes. Sting was never in the NWO, but it was like when Triple H fought Sting, that was Sting's first match in WWF, like ever in a million fucking years that he's been in wrestling. Never wrestled in WWF, so it was like a big deal. I kind of figured Sting would beat Triple H, and like, you know. He's like the last big name dude from WCW that went over to WWF, where everybody that went from WWF to WWF from WCW got beat by Triple H. Like,
there's no way McMahon was going to let him win.
I know,
Yeah.
but what he did
After
was
holding out
he had the NWO come out to like help Sting, which is like the opposite of what Sting always stood for in WCW, because like the NWO was like his enemy. He was on Team WCW. But like to WWF, it's not that. It's WCW versus WWF. Even still, like a couple of years ago, when
My enemy's enemy is my friend.
yeah, exactly. So it's like you had Hulk Hogan come out and like fight, you know, all those guys. But it's like
G.I. Joe and Cobra got together to fight drug dealers.
yeah, it's just depressing. Yeah, they did, right?
Yeah.
What season?
Oh God. It was that last season when they changed animators and it got shitty and the figures started getting shitty.
Have you ever tried to go back and watch it?
I owned the DVD box set, 10 episodes. There's an episode he needs to see where the Dreadnoughts become a punk band
Awesome.
called Cold Slitter, or kind of a metal band. It was the 80s, so it was more of a metal band. But they look like fucking biker punks, like, you know what the Dreadnoughts. I mean, one of them has a fucking mohawk.
Yeah.
What was that, Ripper? Yeah, Ripper.
I think
But the song is so bad. It's like we're cold slither, singing a tune. It's like terrible, and it's like this. I guess they didn't have much rights to much music back then because it was like
No, they would just like, you remember Gem and the Holograms? They would make up the worst songs ever, like, we're Gem and the Holograms and we play really cool songs. Like,
whatever the episode was about.
We're Gem and the Holograms and we play really cool songs. Like, that was it. It's horrible.
Or like friends are forever, ever, because there was a problem with their friendship earlier in the episode. And, the Gem thing was kind of like a short serial that they put together on this bigger hour, which was kind of like a test to see if
It was
would be a regular
insufferable.
show.
I fucked a girl that wanted to be Gem and the Holograms, and I watched probably every episode of that show.
Oh my god.
So, well, now that we're on the subject of Gem, did like Doyle really try to sue Mattel for the Misfits name, or was that just
Jerry did, yeah.
Jerry did. So that was a legit thing that happened.
Yeah,
I didn't know if that was an urban legend or
No, yeah, that was actually.
was he just like fishing to get like a buyout?
No, they had the trademark on it. Like he was within his right to sue. But what's stupid about it is the fucking
Well, what was
Misfits
the final result?
that they had to change the name of the band in like the last couple seasons of Gem and the Holograms.
Oh, okay.
They did change the name. It wasn't the Misfits anymore. But the whole thing was like, it's not like the band was there, like the Misfits were like Devil Walks, like fucking singing about like death and harm. It was like it was a bunch of hotter chicks that had like black hair. You know, they were kind of like goth. The Misfits, like in Joan and the Holograms, like they were the real heroes, I think.
Well, one of them had green hair. The hot one had green hair.
Yeah, but they were like kind of like heavier chicks, like cool, like metal.
But even their songs were dumb. Like, our songs are better. We hate gems.
Yeah, but you know what? They were just cunts, like, and they just wore it on their like cunts. I like that.
You want to talk about cunts? I watched an episode about Barbie. Mattel got, or wait, who owns Barbie? Was it Mattel?
Mattel, yeah.
Mattel got wind that this gem thing was coming out from Hasbro, and they found out through some backdoor deal that it was music themed. So they immediately rolled out Barbie and the Rockers first to make Gem seem like it was an imitator.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Well, it's like, how long do you think like it really needs to take them? Like when they see something like that's coming out, they're like, oh fuck this, like. Get the fucking sweatshops making fucking Rockstar Barbie now.
Yeah.
Like, pink guitars, fucking all this shit. Like, they're probably so fucking ahead of it. Like, they probably made everything for Barbie that she would ever need, and then they're like, now it's time. Like, I don't know. Like,
the woman who was running, yeah, she was that ruthless. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, even with action figures, like, you see so many lines, like, the what is it? Robin Hood.
Right, it was based on the Kenner figures.
Based on the Kenner, Star Wars.
Friar Tuck was a Marine Guard.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
same mold.
There was so much stuff like that like they could have taken a guitar that was used for something else and fucking that Mattel already had and just like, yup, that's it. It's fucking Barbie's
That's how it
now.
works.
Like none of the scale on most of that shit was right. Like if you looked at it, like it was way wrong.
Oh yeah.
Like even like I remember my sister having like the Barbie like camper or whatever. It's like. There's no way people would really fit in this.
Right.
At that scale, like it's just...
The houses are ridiculous. Like, they don't really house the figures. That's why...
Yeah.
I like the Pee-wee's Playhouse one. I had that when I was a kid. The fucking whole... It was like a carrying case that would fold out into his, like, living room.
Yeah.
And then I had Cherry and, like, all the fucking Pee-wee figures. Like, that was the balls, man. That was awesome. That's my new thing, the balls.
So nice.
Instead of saying the shit.
American.
Nice.
But you're right. Like, I guess it's kind of a way to keep down costs. And like with He-Man, they just like Moss Man was basically Beast Man with Moss,
and everybody had the same
What the fuck is a Moss Man anyway? We like felt they're stupid as shit.
Moss Man's no different than Swamp Thing or Man Thing.
But also think of the He-Man, the fucking molds. It's two sets of molds. There's a mold where the feet are like they look like reptile feet. There's a mold where the feet look like regular feet.
Right.
And they just put whatever color plastic in there. Like, okay, he needs this color legs.
The Zodak, Skeletor had the same feet, different color.
Right. That's right.
That's what I mean. It's like you think about it, like it was all about cost saving, but they fucking made so many different varieties. You know, G.I. Joe, like if you really look at them, like unpainted, there's like, oh, that's the same shins, that's the same arms, like that's just the way that
people like Frankenstein G.I. Joes. There's ways to do it.
I love
There's
that.
ways there's like, okay, your G.I. Joes typically have three problems. Like the rubber band breaks, so the
rubber band always breaks.
But you can replace them. You can find them online, like $10 for like 100 of them or something.
I remember my dad fixing my G.I. Joes when I was a kid. He's like, oh, it's not hard. Like, it's just this and this, and you snap this around this. It's like, in my little fucking 5-year-old mind,
you couldn't figure out how that was magic.
How the fuck did he do this? That rubber band was this big, and the G.I. Joe's this big. I didn't realize he just wrapped it like 5 times around the thing. You know?
That's funny.
He would just take it and like basically fucking like a crochet needle and fucking pop it around the thing inside. Like,
yeah, because there's a hook. Yeah, similar story.
hooks, yeah.
All right. In 1980, there was a very limited release of an alien doll. It's this fucking big. 1979. It had complete detail. It even had the fucking tongue. Everybody lost the tongue. I had one, but my parents stored it in the attic. It would get hot and cold. The rubber parts would break. An arm broke on my alien doll. I know I bitch about my mom, but she fucking fixed it. And she fixed it with like those hair braids with the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know how she freaking did it. She just did it. But what was funny about it is it had the arm pull back forward action without meaning to, which it never had to begin with. So I took it in that condition to a comic shop that's not that far from here in the 90s. and made a trade. Got some packaged Secret Wars guys. I got black costume.
Scott Explosion?
No, it's not Scott Explosion. It was oh fuck it, I don't care. It was the one in Wayne.
Oh,
Zap Comics. Yeah. I don't know. I talked to somebody who goes there now. I don't think the guy I dealt with is there anymore.
probably not.
It was a tall guy with glasses. He was a douche. But
I
like
used to go to Time Warp, man. Remember that one?
Time Warp. Oh yeah, in Clifton, right?
Yeah.
Right by
it's on
Piaget.
Route 23.
Oh wait. Oh.
I know the place you're talking.
Oh, I was thinking Planet Galaxy or Galaxy.
My place.
It's a video game store now, but it was in Clifton. And
Digital Press?
No. Yeah, like right by PJ, but it was a cool comic book toy store, and they had fucking everything. And they always let local artists do like window displays, and we used to drive all the way from fucking Newton just to see it. It was like kind of our mecca because we had shitty collectible stores. Like there was a cool one called Bob's, and when it opened, it was a palace. But then Bob got old and lazy, and the store became a fucking wreck. Like some of these record stores, like that one in Wayne and 23 that. Now that Ted doesn't work there, nobody wants to go there anymore.
Nobody wanted to go there when Ted worked there.
No, but Ted was great at finding shit in that mess. He found me a Fratelli CD in 2 minutes.
Ted, because, listen, I get this. I'm the same way at my job. My coworkers will come in. Oh, we can't find this thing, and I go and look at the shit, and it's like it's right here. Like, here it is. Because Ted has like a touch of the tism. Where he just knows, like, if he puts the shit there and sees what's around it, he knows it's there.
Yeah.
But that place was a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
But it was kind of funny because it was an obscure band, a somewhat obscure band that had a few hits that sports teams like.
The Undead?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, so I traded this alien doll, and I got the Iceman action figure from the '90s that was white, not blue, and it was like a limited. Now it's probably $20 on eBay, if that. But I got black costume Spider-Man, which was the rare Secret Wars figure. There weren't many of them. I kept that thing for like 20 years, and then. After a debacle with a bad job that was basically a scam, I had to sell it. It was very sad.
You ever think about getting a 3D printer and just making any action figure you want?
Is that possible? And can you do it? If art, you're allowed to do it.
Paint it.
It takes time, but you can.
I'm
I
more
would
of
love
a.
to see you painting, sitting there, painting all the lines on Spider-Man's suit.
Little glasses.
You're fucking with me because you know I couldn't do it. I'm not. That's not my skill set. Terry can do that. Terry is a customizer. There's I want you all to check this out. I think it's called Acabab. It's like articulated comic book art.
Oh, wow.
So what these guys do is they make their own custom figures. They make the background, they make the set to scale. Then they take pictures and post them, and then everybody critiques them.
Yeah,
And like
Terry does that?
Terry does that, yeah. So Terry did a scene that was very ambitious, and everybody was criticizing it. And I was like, I think this is fun.
Right.
And everybody's like, well, we're trying to help him learn how to grind. It's like there's like a language to it, and they have their own like little club, and one of the guys in the group prints out like the POWs and the BAMs or the talk bubbles that they somehow find ways to attach. They kind of frown on Photoshop, but there was an awesome shot of a guy who had a suspended Iron Man and kind of photoshopped the cityscape, and it just looked so badass. And everybody's like, Photoshop, and I'm like, dude, it's really cool.
It's like the use of CGI when you can't actually.
Right. I think,
and if you can make it look good, then who cares?
That's what I
honestly, if I had a lot of dough and I wanted to like just make a fun business in like a shore town, I think it would be cool. I'd have like a picture park where you have a bunch of weird shit that people could take pictures next to, but then have a museum inside, and I just hire all those articulated comic book guys to make little dioramas throughout, and have like a museum of just every fucking toy property. But I don't know what the legalities are that.
That's cool.
Like, do the Lego stores pay the properties to display the stuff in Times Square? I wonder.
I don't know, man.
I don't know what, or if you call it art, is it okay? Because like a lot of guys at these shows, Chiller and Comic Cons, these artists like draw pictures of properties that are owned and sell them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know,
I mean, if it's a
I know an artist in South Jersey who makes like, you know, paints Grandpa Simpson on saw blades. Not Grandpa Simpson, Grandpa Munster on saw blades and gets away with it.
Well, it's like I bought
too small that
I bought so much stuff from that artist, but too, it's like, I don't know, who else is gonna paint fucking Michael Myers here?
Oh,
On a
butcher knife.
on a butcher knife, you know, like
is that hers?
yeah, that's hers. And like,
Oh, that's I didn't even realize that. The flowers in
I'll
my
tell
kitchen
you
are
what,
hers.
there's like not too much stuff that I'm
Oh,
sad about.
check it out, Miss Heather Universe. She's great.
There's not too much stuff I'm sad about losing in the divorce, but like my like Miss Heather art is like you know, like my wife and I bought that, like she took it all, like that's fine.
Really?
But like, yeah, it like bums me out. Like there's shit that I'll eventually get her probably to remake once my financial situation balances a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, she would customize it for you in a second.
She's great, but like I don't know. I don't know. I think her art is awesome. Like, it's like, yeah, she'll paint whatever. She'll paint fucking Michael Myers or Chucky or this or that, but I don't know. It's one-off. It's not like she makes like 100 of them. It's not like it's something she makes and prints out and then sells. Like, it's
I used to,
homage, like,
when I go visit her, if I go to a garage sale and I see just some saw blades sitting around, I'm like, you give me $1 for this bunch, and usually they're just trying to get rid of the shit.
Yeah.
It's scrap metal, because most of the saw blades are for old saws that won't use for.
I always take them and try to use them like in Commando.
I'm just gonna
Schwarzenegger throws it.
Get out of my head! It shows the guy's head.
That's awesome.
That is like.
You let
Between
me go?
that and I remember when I told you I'd kill you last.
you I was going to kill you last. I lied.
What was the one-liner with the guy he killed in the car?
There's the
Oh,
one.
yeah, he had to go.
Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired.
Yeah.
The guy, that's the guy he kills in the airplane.
And
he's like,
he just cracks his neck like.
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger was more of a badass in that than in Terminator. He was just menacing in Terminator, but in that movie he was
in Commando,
skilled.
he has kind of like charisma for being a guy that's reading his lines phonetically. Like,
I have to find my daughter.
How did that work for him though?
no, you know what? The movie
how did
really
that
did
work?
that.
It just for some reason.
Conan, dude.
Yeah.
Watch Conan. He's fucking reading.
I saw it a long time ago.
He's talking like his lines phonetically, but it's like he's playing a caveman in a prehistoric times, and nobody really like questions it, you know.
Plus, it's great.
Did you ever watch Hercules in America or Hercules in New York?
No, when they dubbed the
Oh my
American
God.
voice on it.
I have it undubbed somewhere. It's fucking great. You know who Arnold Stang is? He was like this old whiny Jewish comic from the 1960s, and he was real nervous all the time. And it's him and Schwarzenegger in like a buddy movie where Schwarzenegger plays fucking Hercules that comes to New York from Olympus. And he's like,
What year is this movie?
1978 maybe, or
Oh boy, it's really old.
I am Hercules.
like he's just terrible. Like
Throw this guy into the sky.
and like he just fucking he just like does, it's like all these like silly gaffes like, oh Hercules, you're not supposed to pick up a car.
I pick up the car.
Like it's like all dumb shit, but it's like fucking, I don't know. You see a movie like that, and they originally had dubbed his voice with somebody that was like, I'll pick up the car, you know, like somebody that sounds like kind of like Clark Kent.
Right. Somebody like redubbed Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger, yeah, early on, but then like they eventually fucking put it out with like Schwarzenegger's OG
So
voice.
he did do the lines.
He did the lines, but they had somebody dub
Right,
over
like
his
David
voice
Prowse. Like,
because
yeah,
his
yeah.
fucking accent was so bad.
Did you ever hear the David Prowse said like, I want them alive? It's just terrible.
Or what they're alive.
Yeah, he's so terrible.
Yeah, David
But he
Prowse.
has like a weird
There
accent.
was like a documentary about that where
Yeah.
they actually reshot the whole scene where he gets unmasked. They don't show it to you because Lucas wouldn't give him permission. But David Prowse was like so happy to like shoot it with him, and they like remade.
Oh,
the
so that
scene.
really was David Prowse in that?
No, that wasn't David Prowse in the movie. It was fucking Sebastian Shaw when they unmasked him.
Ah.
David Prowse basically played Darth Vader in the costume and nothing else.
Right.
Right.
And
You're right. It was Sebastian Shaw in the first one.
Sebastian Shaw. Yeah, when they take.
Oh, so he reshot that. Oh, that unmasking. I'm sorry.
He reshot that for the documentary. Yeah.
That's
But
funny.
then, like, they don't show it. They just, like, show them, like, building up to it, like, building the set and all this crap. And, like, I think David Prowse died. Didn't he?
Yeah, that's sad.
I don't know.
There's not many. A lot of them are dropping like flies.
Yeah, Peter Mayhew died.
Peter Mayhew died. Carrie Fisher died. I miss her. I liked her. I liked her beyond Star Wars. She was a real clever person.
Yeah, she was great in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, your favorite movie.
I love that movie.
How did we get to
good
my
book.
favorite movie?
No, off air he was telling me he can't stop watching Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Nice.
I find it the most fun, but as a movie, like if you don't see the other movies, you really have no idea what the fuck they're taught. Most of the jokes.
It is like a giant in-joke.
In-joke,
the
yeah.
whole
Even
movie.
Kevin Smith himself admitted that. But I don't know. I enjoyed it. Like, you know, to get
It was
those
almost
characters.
like jumping the shark for Jay and Silent Bob. Like,
They're making another one.
Yeah, they are.
yeah, but I always thought like Mallrats to me, like Clerks was like my favorite movie from Kevin Smith.
Right.
But then like Mallrats to me, like if I want to watch Jay and Silent Bob do like their antics, to me that's like the movie that I always. It's like, oh yeah, there's a game show happening. We want you guys to make sure it doesn't happen. Shit, we were gonna do that anyway. Like, I think that's like genius dialogue. Like, and I'm not talking about that new cut of Mallrats, where at the beginning TS is like with a telescope and they think it's a gun or something. I don't know. It's fucking horrible and insane. I'm talking the OG cut of Mallrats, where it's like TS and what's her Brandy break up and
Yeah,
right.
all shit. And there's a new cut of Mallrats that fucking blows.
That's stupid. Why would they change it?
Money.
I guess.
Yeah, to make another edition.
Make another edition, Kevin. Make another edition.
Because the culture that he speaks to, a lot of them are completists. So anytime a new something of something like they have to find.
Well, I do love the alternate ending of Clerks, where he gets shot. I think that's...
Yeah, you get shot. I've seen that. Yeah, that was on the set that I had. I think I had the 10th anniversary one, and I just stopped.
I thought that was like so fucking poignant because it's like I'm not even supposed to be here today.
And he dies.
And he
I thought that
dies
would have been a better way to go. I don't know why they ended it the way he did.
because of Hollywood. And like, you know what though? The way they did end it, it's like I'm glad because then you get that character in other movies. Like,
Right.
they left it open ended. Not that Clerks was really a movie. Where I was like, I hope they make Clerks
sequel.
too.
Yeah.
But they
Clerks was
did.
funny.
No,
And
it's
they
just-
had a dance scene in it. That
Yeah.
was like the one thing where I'm like, oh, this is the most non-Clerks thing about this is the where everyone's dancing.
Yeah,
yeah.
to Jackson 5.
Yeah, that's right.
Before Michael became a rapist.
I'm excited for whatever Kevin Smith makes like in that universe. Like I'll watch any of those movies. Honestly, it's like Cheech and Chong or fucking even Austin Powers.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think Jay and Silent Bob should be thrusted into. I mean, they did make a cameo in Scream, but I mean, like you
Oh
were
yeah,
saying,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You're right.
because he's buddies with Wes Craven, but because Wes Craven had a cameo in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. But my point is, you had this great point where
Who
you
the
were
fuck
saying
is Wes Craven? Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Wes Craven.
When?
He like
Is he directing a movie?
yeah, he's directed Stab 3.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yes. I haven't seen that movie probably in like 10 years.
Yeah. And then Gus Van Sant, I guess is like
I remember he's in it.
counting money.
With
Yes, whatever, Ben.
whatever movie they're shooting, it's a sequel to it.
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting 2, yeah.
Yeah, whatever, Ben.
I thought Dogma was one of his most brilliant movies.
I thought
I
Dogma was
love
hilarious,
Dogma
too, yeah.
because Alan Rickman as
So
the voice
good.
of God was
So
fucking
good.
brilliant. Like,
Chris
you know,
Rock
just his
was brilliant.
snottiness and. There's a great story that Kevin had told that when they got Rickman, it was like this was the first time they were getting real
It's a
actors.
big cat, yeah.
And they were like, and he said he sat Jay down and said, "Listen, you know Rickman's coming. He is a Shakespearean actor. You have to be professional." And then they're shooting. Jay's nailing all his lines, and then Kevin says, "Oh, that's the wrong line," and then Jay corrects him because he had memorized the whole fucking scripts, and he was correcting Kevin, and then he's like, "Wait, you memorized the whole script?" He's like, "Yeah, I didn't want to embarrass you in front of Rickman." Yeah, so it's kind of funny. I'm probably retelling it terribly. Kevin tells it better because he was there. But did you ever go to like any of those meet and greets and watch him talk? Like,
I did.
I saw a presentation of Chasing Amy. at Rutgers, and I was with this douche. It was a bad scene. Like, I was with this douche. I was supposed to help him make a movie, and I don't know. He got mad at me, and he banged the girl that I was seeing that I wasn't committed to, and then I got jealous and then started dating her, and then I was stuck in a 5-year relationship I couldn't get out of. So that was a bad move on my life. But anyway. And then she died, and I have a lot of issues about her death, feeling responsible for her death, but that's for another show.
We should leave that as the cliffhanger.
Yeah. How does Jim feel responsible for the death of another?
Maybe you shouldn't have held the pillow over her face.
Maybe.
Jesus Christ, Phil.
She's into that autoerotic asphyxiation.
On that note,
America, fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Woo! We're getting out of here.
We went really long.
we do. We always go long. You put your hat on top of your other hat. You know that.
Go
right?
long or go home.
I did.
Go long or go home.
Oh my god.
Here's to you, America.
Here's to you, America.
America. We love you.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation.
Nice.
Of Contempt Podcast. If you have any questions or comments, or want to hear your band on the show, just write us at cultofcontemptpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to see back episodes of the show, youtube.com/Plan10 Studios, cultofcontempt.org, or right here on Facebook, Cult of Contempt Network. Even check us out on Instagram at Cult of Contempt Podcast. You want to reach Paul? It's at Paul Mauld on Twitter and Instagram, and Paul of the Living Dead on Facebook.com. Phil Perry, the writer, on Instagram, and his Facebook fan page at Phil Perry, the writer. I'm Jim Cook at Jim Cook on Facebook, or Jim Cook Voice Actor on Facebook. You want to get a hold of me directly, jcookvoice@yahoo.com. On behalf of Paul and Phil, I want to thank you for listening. We'll see you next week at 8:15. I'm Jim Cook. Transmission out. Stand by for contact.